and access to justice advocacy center, legal department, and I'm able viewers all across the globe. My name is Kemisola Olajibu. My name is Kemisola Olajibu from Human Rights Office at Ikeja. Inco. Good afternoon, Chairman, Human Rights Defender, and Access to Justice Advocacy Center, and our legal departments and our viewers across the globe. My name is Kemisola Olajibu from Human Rights Defender Office at Ikeja. This is citizen concerned before this afternoon is a news before us about EFCC chairman that is in trouble with ZAMFARA state governor. Here is the news in full. The chairman of the Economic Financial Crime Commission EFCC, Malam Abdulrashid Bawa, may soon be an unwilling guest in the court of law to answer questions that border on graft against him as Governor Bello Muhammad, Zamfara State, Matawe of Zamfara State is said to have held evidence of corruption perpetrated by the chairman. The governor, who is obviously enraged by the audacity of Bawa to threaten prosecuting outgoing governor, said Bawa is not free of corruption after all. In a statement he personally signed and made available to journalists, Governor Matawale queried Bawa's lopsided mode of fighting corruption, saying cabinet ministers should be included in the proposed probe. The full statement is reproduced below. My attention has been drawn to a statement credited to the chairman of the Economic Financial Crime Commission, Malam Abdulrashid Bawa, in which he claimed he he has sent invitation to all outgoing governors and commissioners in a bid to commence investigation into alleged corruption and abuse of office perpetrated by them while in office. While this is appropriate and commendable because it's important for political office holder to account for their actions in office and EFCC is imbued with the power of investigation. However, However, the investigation is incomplete when the governor of EFCC himself is also guilty of the said crime. This is counterproductive to the anti-corruption crusade itself. That is, if Malam Bawa is actually committed to one in a bid to help the obvious knowledge gap and in letter exhibited by the EFCC chairman, the probe should be held and brazen and cover all officers. I demand that the EFCC chairman extend similar invitation to officers of the presidency and members of the Federal Executive Council, which is the highest tier of government in the country. In furtherance of my desire to engender a broad-based investigation and an enlargement of the fight against corruption, I will also demand that Abdul Rashid Bawa excuse himself and surrender himself for investigation. And I and some eminent in Nigeria have evidence of corrupt practices, breach of public trust, and abuse of office against him and the commission led by him. Importantly, it needs to come clean with Nigerians on the way and manner he has prosecuted the anti-corruption fight. It needs to explain, among others, how seized assets by the EFCC are being sold without adherence to due process. It should also explain, for instance, how he has assumed the role of the plaintiff, prosecutor, and jury, and how he has executed his brand of plea bargaining with suspected criminals and saboteurs of the Nigeria economic and agenda who, instead of being put on trial, are working freely all over Nigeria. It is when the EFCC chairman does this and becomes open, non-selective, and all-embracing with his invitation that we will take him serious. It is only then with it is only then will serious minded officers who have served people selflessly and meritoriously and are not supposed and are not opposed to an examination of their books. And indeed, Nigerians generally take him seriously. This is Citizens Concern News. You can join us for more of these on Access to Justice TV. Thank you. I remain Kemisola Olajibo from Human Rights Office Department, Ikeja. This news we just had this afternoon is to tell us that no one is above the law. If you that is assigned as a leader to fight corruption is also found in the same act, then there is no one else to hold on to as a leader anymore. So whosoever you are in this country, always be in the lead to direct and guide others people right, so that when others hear about your conduct, they can actually give good credit of you. This is Citizens Concern News. You can join us for more of this story on Access to Justice TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channels on Access to Justice TV. Thank you. I remain Kemisola Olajuwon. Thank you.